unless we sell him, he has a future at Arsenal.
Do you want him to stay?
I want him to stay, but you need always three parties to first to go and to stay. You need us and you need him as well to want him to stay.
Have you had much dialogue with him? I mean, what do you sense is his desire? What does he want to do as far as you see it?
Well, I don't know. I think nothing is decided yet on that front. And for me, he's just an Arsenal player like everybody else. I feel I don't like when there's too much in the newspapers. You know, football players are there to play football and not to talk too much.
Well, Wenger was speaking after Arsenal were held to a goalless draw by Barnet at Underhill. Arsenal wasted several chances throughout the game, this one by Nicholas Bentner, who's been linked with a loan move to Rangers over the past week. Jeremy Allidier always posed a threat, but he found Barnet goalkeeper Lee Harrison in brilliant form. Alexander Kleb fired wide from the rebound. Pretty much the same story after the break. Hallie Allidier was still causing a nuisance, but unable to beat Harrison. Barnet's Ismail Yakubu thought he'd scored with 20 minutes to go, but it was ruled offside.
Well, Lee Dixon thinks it may benefit Ashley Cole to move on from Arsenal. But Dixon understands it would be difficult for the club to lose one of the best left-backs in the world.
As a person and as a player, he'll look back and I'm pretty sure that he'll think he should have done things differently. We all make mistakes and we all make decisions that affect the rest of our lives, and you sometimes look back at them and it's not always the best way to do it, but that's happened. He's in a situation now where, you know, there is friction between him and the club. Sometimes the only way of settling that is for the player to leave. You know, as a football decision, then he's got to stay because he is the best left back in England.
And congratulations to Ashley Cole, who got married today to Cheryl Tweedy.
He did, yeah. Congratulations from me as well. There we go.
There have a flow of players who comes out on the market, but. Don't forget that the players of Juventus are all very well paid, yeah. And not many clubs in the world can afford to pay this kind of wages. We cannot afford to do it. We have lost Sandros now for the next 3 months. We have injuries. We have Dujoux has been injured. We have Clichy injured. You know, at the back, if we find one player who can play centre back, left back, we are still open.
And Wenger has given his view on the Italian match-fixing scandal. He's criticised former Juventus coach Fabio Capello for comments he made suggesting that match-fixing also goes on in the English game.
You cannot accept that kind of statement from people who are within football, you know. You cannot say it happens here. It doesn't happen here. We do not corrupt referees. What is that? Yeah. You cannot... if it comes out that we do that in England, I hope people who do that are punished, but I don't believe that it happens in England. When you're responsible people in football, you just can say if somebody cheats, he has to be punished. Yeah. And all the rest is talks. But in this case, it looks for having been proven, and then you have to accept what have they really done, I don't know.
And Theo Walcott was amongst the other players to model the kit that replaces the red currant shirt they wore during their final season at Highbury.
Nice to go back in red and white, and it looks like one of the old school, obviously, shirts. So nice feeling. I liked obviously the red currant, but I think Arsenal, for some reason, belong to red and white. So happy to see the red and white back.
I like the old sort of look to it. It's a nice fit as well. So I'm looking forward to wearing it next season, even if it's in the reserves. I just want to play my football, and hopefully next season I'll show what I can do.
I think they are really nice, you know, and I think that we are back to red and white, and I think that we hope that it's going to give us the premiership. Why not?
Arsenal will wear the kit at the Emirates Stadium for the first time on Saturday at Dennis Bergkamp's testimonial. The club say the 60,000-seater stadium has reached practical completion.
Managerial can't control the ball.
I mean, you think of testimonials, what is worrying me at the moment is you usually think of 5-4, 6-3, and at half-time it could be 0-0.
Yeah, it could be 0-0, yeah. No penalty shootouts, though. Lovely ball in, and Huntelaar has the honour. His third time lucky for Klaas-Jan Huntelaar. And Ajax lead here. The first goal at the Emirates Stadium is scored by Ajax. What an irony.
But it was a fantastic ball into the box, whipped in from the out on this left-hand side along the 6-yard line, and it just said to me, just put your foot on it and knock it into the net. And Huntelaar is exactly what he's done. I think he's missed 2 sitters, and this time he just had to 6 yards out, just had to guide it past Martin Poom, and he's done it successfully.
OK, well, I think we can pop. It's a bit different today, so we have a chance to talk to 1 or 2 of the celebrities here, and none bigger than a certain Dennis Bergkamp was with John Barnes.
Well, Dennis, unfortunately, we just saw a goal, not for Arsenal, unfortunately, but nevertheless, it's been a fantastic occasion and a great reception, and the fans have been brilliant.
Yeah, they have been. Like throughout my career, they've been fantastic, and the turnout is fantastic, and yeah, it was an honour to play for them, honestly.
And of course, we're going to see more of you in the second half. You probably have to go and get a little bit of a rest now because you'll be playing in the second half.
Yeah, I'm saving myself for the second part now, and with all the other players would be good.
And we saw you and your father actually kicked it off. Now, you know, we know the story of you and your father took you on a holiday to Norfolk, but it really shows how much of an impact he's had on your life.
Yeah, definitely. From the start, from the beginning, he was there, and so every game he was there, all the away games from the beginning, and for me, it's kind of special that he's here as well. Yeah, to celebrate the end.
Thanks very much.
It's a lovely time for Ireland, isn't it? Emile, stylish player. He passed his best when he came to Sheffield Wednesday, really.
Yes, I mean, he was a very good player, not particularly athletic, but he was a good passer, good organizer, good technique. And as you can see with a lot of the players, you know, when you get to this stage in your career, you know what you want to do, but your body can't do it. So you see some passes going misplaced, but the apprehension and the anticipation that these players have.
Henry's going to score! Thierry Henry! And how appropriate is that? The greatest name of the modern Arsenal gets the first goal for Arsenal in the brand new Emirates Stadium.
He can fly back home happily now.
You always knew he was going to score once the ball got anywhere near him, didn't you?
He was a clinical finisher. And, you know, it is appropriate that OK, there's so many players who could have scored the first goal. Bergkamp was his testimonial, Ian Wright, but only has stayed, which really has given Arsenal a lot of hope, and it's a great finish.
And they'd have booed Edwin van der Sar if he'd stopped it.
But he held Aaron Winter off and clinically put it underneath him. Great finish.
It comes so easy. Thierry Henry. Information. Now then, Bergkamp, here we go. In goes Wright. It is Ian Wright. Side netting.
That is the second time Ian Wright has touched the ball, and it wouldn't bother him one bit if he scores and touches the ball twice in the game, and that's what real goal scorers are about. You can see he shrugs off Jaap Stam, who's a player still playing now for Ajax, obviously, and played at AC Milan, and that is the real stature of a true goal scorer.
185 goals, extraordinary, in just 288 games. Ball today, a double bill of NCAS. It's coming up after this, Arsenal against Ajax, but we're on for quite a few minutes after the game, just to stay with these legends of the game. I hope you've enjoyed our coverage here from the Emirates Stadium, which I've already been told 1 or 2 statistics. I knew you know, John, it's got 100 flights of stairs. I think you've just climbed them all.
I thought
and 900 toilets, just in case you get caught short on the way.
I thought it was 500 flights of stairs.
Just seemed it. Kanu. And deflected and in! Oh, for Stanley Menzo. Kanu's almost in tears. I think he wanted Dennis to get the goal, but it's Kanu's goal for Arsenal. They lead 2-0.
Yes, a cruel deflection for Stanley Menzel there, but the longer the game goes on, the more they'll be determined that Dennis scores. And they'll be passing to him at every opportunity to try and get him, apart from Ian Wright, that is, but everyone else would want Dennis to score.
I hope it didn't go in off Cruyff. No, it didn't. Cruyff couldn't have got back. It went in off Jaap Stam. That makes it even better for Arsenal followers.
Yes, it does. That's nearly. They'll forgive Dennis not scoring if Jaap Stam scores an own goal.
Poor Stanley Menzo. He's only been on 5 or 6 minutes and he's beaten. Position here, Henry. He's got right ahead. He's also got Bergkamp ahead. It is Dennis Bergkamp here at the Emirates Stadium. And Stanley Menzo is a spoilsport. Not meant to be, sir. Yeah, sorry, sir.
Dennis is a player who's had more composure, technique and calmness than any player probably in history. But it shows how important this is on the occasion, that he's fluffing his lines a little bit at the vital moment.
It's been Dennis Bergkamp's day. He is going to go down as one of the great players in the history of one of the greatest clubs in the world over the years. The Cliff Bastins, the Ian Wrights and the Dennis Bergkamps in modern times. Okay, we talk about that great defence of Dixon and Bold and Winterburn and Adams, but Dennis Bergkamp has graced the English game over 11 years. Over 423 appearances, 120 goals and 10 honours he won for this club. And at the age of 37, Arsenal says goodbye to a favourite son.
And he's also an Ajax legend. The Ajax fans were cheering him. You can see how much it means to the Ajax players to be here to play for him. You know, and he's a true gentleman. And, you know, I think that's the best thing anyone can say about Dennis Bergkamp.
And it's been a great family day. It's been welcome to the Emirates Stadium as we say farewell to Dennis Bergkamp. We're going to take a short break, but don't go away. We'll be back. There's plenty to come.
Giroud for Rosicki. Gilberto. Yeah, well, I think it's had a really energetic, purposeful game for Arsenal in midfield. Van Persie. Van Persie's touch, and here is Fabregas! Absolutely perfect. And the blue wall of sound is silenced. Ces Fabregas with a key away European goal for Arsenal, and their following few.
Yes, they had plenty of defenders back, but they didn't pick up Fabregas as he made his little run on the other side of the defender, and his shot was perfect. I don't think Torina could have done anything about that. It was poor marking. It was beautifully taken.
Ces Fabregas playing his 100th game for the Arsenal first team. He has scored a critical goal during last year's run against Juventus. And here is a massive goal to get Arsenal rolling in Europe again for another year.
I think it was Mamic, the captain, who was sweeping there and allowed the Fabregas to follow this pass into the box and get into that shooting position.
An away goal. Forward by Clem. Chased by Van Persie, who's got goal side here and doubled Arsenal's lead. This youthful colours side have burst through just past the hour in Zagreb.
It was a great run off the shoulder by Van Persie, but it was also a fabulous ball. I think it was Alexander Kleb who played that ball, who spotted Van Persie's run. There you see it. He's got too much pace once he gets goal side, and it's on his good side, his left side, and he hits the ball across the goalkeeper. I think the defenders thought the goalkeeper might have done better. Superb pass by Kleb. Van Persie showing the inclination to run off the ball, to run forward. Torina could have done better, should have done better. Arsenal won't worry about that.
60 sensational seconds for Arsenal. And the Emirates Stadium can begin to prepare itself, you would think now, for Champions League football. Bulliat with the ball in. 2 away goals for Arsenal. with 25 minutes to play here and an hour and a half to play at home. To be certainly my list of Arsenal players who were there at the end of last season and aren't now, of course, missing the name Dennis Bergkamp, who has been a rather significant employee of the club for a rather long time and has been at the centre of a fair degree of sentimental stuff that's been going around Arsenal over the last 3-4 months, saying goodbye to a ground and saying goodbye to one of the club legends. The sentiment has been put to bed tonight. It's been hard business, and it's been business done extraordinarily well. Toure. Kleb. Fabregas. Smashing run. Oh, terrific goal. What a very, very good goal from Ces Fabregas. And Arsenal are all but in the group stage of the Champions League.
A goal of the highest individual quality. Knew exactly what he wanted to do when he picked the ball up, saw the opportunity, lovely close control, a little dummy and an early shot, beats the goalkeeper, all ends up stuffing, completely knocked out of Zagreb, and for the first time these partisan supporters begin to depart from their seats. They've been brave, they've hung in there, they haven't showed enough ambition, and Arsenal have been very ruthless in this second period. Was a real great goal, going to his right and reversing the ball across the goalkeeper's body. Tremendous goal by Fabregas.
Lest we forget, is still only 19 years old, played 4 games at the World Cup, started 2 of them, and has become one of their very favourite players.
It's taken 123 weeks and 2 days to build at a cost of over £390 million. But finally this afternoon, just before 3 o'clock, Thierry Henry will lead his side out with the cheers of over 60,000 people ringing in his ears. And they've gone into fine detail to get the place exactly right. The lifts have every club badge down the years. There's well over 900 TV screens to make sure nobody misses a thing when they're getting a cuppa. Even the inside of the roof is smooth to stop birds nesting there.
We're now coming to the entry to the Diamond Club, and as you can see, the first thing that you face is the replica of the clock that stood for years above the South Stand at Highbury. On that board is depicted the second half movements of Thierry Henry when we played the Liverpool game back in April 2004, and that follows the movement of Thierry during that game. It's quite something.
Ken Farrar has been involved with the club at Highbury since the 40s, when he was just a lad.
Yes, it's been a big mention leaving, but having said that, we're not exactly moving into a slum dwelling here, and this is probably the most magnificent club stadium in Europe, if not the world.
So ladies, try and picture it. It's around about 5 o'clock this afternoon, and this is exactly where the likes of Thierry Henry and Freddie Ljungberg will be getting changed. The club's history is ingrained in every corner. Nobody's been forgotten. And the heaviest of these letters weighs a whopping 12 tonnes. The cheapest seat in the house is £32, and the club maintains that you shouldn't pay any more than you did at Highbury to get in. But it does have more luxurious areas now, culminating in the Diamond Club, where you'd have to part with £25,000 a season for 2 seats. Talking of seats, it's the part of the stadium they're most pleased with.
We believe we're certainly the first open-air stadium in Europe to have fully padded seats, and we believe we're the first in the world.
And their brand new beer pipes will be able to pull 4 pints every 5 seconds, which sounds a heck of a session to me. Groundsman Paul Burgess admits he's pretty pleased with the pitch.
We've had 1 game and 2 training sessions so far, and the manager's really happy, so that's the main thing. You want to see the state of my back garden, it's terrible.
It's the classic, a couple of sons got no shoes.
It's really bad. My girlfriend keeps threatening to take pictures and send them to the papers.
There's over 900 toilets in this place. What did you think I was doing? Here's the humans' toilets, and there's even a dog loo for our four-legged friends. It's taken 6 million hours of manpower to build this place, which means it would have taken one individual 2,000 years. I wonder if it's the same guy that's building Wembley. They've been finishing off the snagging this week, but now they're almost there. Have you had many sleepless nights lately?
Quite a few. I mean, some of my best thinking's around about 2 in the morning. Realistically, I think we'd take where we are. In an ideal world, I'd like to have about another 3 months until the first game.
Highbury may have seen its last game, but the dawn of a new era has just begun.
The most pressing question is why a dog's toilet? Who takes their dog to a football match?
That's a leading question. I've seen Mark with it for couple.
I suppose it could be, there could be guide dogs, I would guess. That's the only thing.
Allegedly.
St Mirren, by the way, if you will go on, St Mirren have equalised 3 minutes from time in their game against Aberdeen, and it's finished 1-1. Kirk Broadfoot got that goal. Now then, let's go live to the Emirates Stadium for the first time on a Gillette Soccer Saturday. Chris Kamara is the lucky fellow to sample the facilities there. What's it like, Cammy?
You're certainly right, Jeff. It's a privilege to be here. It's absolutely magnificent, and it really is a stadium for football. It's superb. And I've been talking to Arsene Wenger for about 10 minutes, and he's helped design this stadium as well, because he said he sees so many grounds in this country where the shade of the stand stops the pitch growing. So it was important, that's the most important thing as far as he's concerned, after the players, is the playing surface that they play on. So he wanted to make sure that that didn't happen at this stadium, and his design's been magnificent, and it looks superb.
It is a fantastic stadium. I was there on Thursday evening, and of course it's slightly ironic, isn't it, that this was a stadium that's been finished on time, and those involved in the construction of Wembley must be mightily embarrassed, because, you know, it's almost within spitting distance.
Yeah, of course, Jeff, and it costs hardly, you know, well, hardly any money. I think it's about 250 million.
Yeah, absolutely nothing to you, Cammy. Absolutely nothing.
Loose change, Jeff, you know. But, I mean, obviously, for a team of superstars, like... Don't start, it's the first game!
Does it cost a lot?
Where was I? The players are magnificent, and to put the type of quality, Arsene Wenger believes that the squad that he's assembled together now is capable of winning the championship, the Premiership once again, and he's confident, and he looks at the other teams, and maybe 1 or 2 from Chelsea or 1 or 2 from Manchester United, but apart from that, everything he's got, he's delighted with.
Do you sense that's the view of the fans, though, as well, Chris? Aren't some a bit concerned that because they've been paying for the new stadium, they haven't been involved in the transfer market in the way they would have wanted to be?
I'm not sure, Jeff. I think when you look at the squad and the players that they do have, I think it's built for the future. You know, Van Persie's a year better off in the Premiership. You know, there's 1 or 2 other the younger players who've got lots more experience this time around. And I think Arsene Wenger's delighted. You know, I asked him about the pitch dimensions as well, Jeff, and he said, well, Champions League, you have to conform now. So where it was tight and narrow at Highbury, obviously the pitch is a hell of a lot bigger, but he said that won't inconvenience them either this time around. So, you know, I think he's hoping for big things this season.